So today we'll see something called how to add a foreign key and how to drop a foreign key. You might remember uh, you can have a foreign key already in your table when you create your table. When you create your table, you can have a query to have a foreign key in your table. Now just go back and then take where we have created a table with the foreign key. Yeah, okay. This is how you create a table and then have a foreign key. During the creation process itself, you can have a foreign key. That is one way of creating a foreign key. While create table, you can have the foreign key. Now the next method is you can add it later. You can add it later. Now I'll just show you some tables I have. I just created two new tables. One is called STU details. I do have SID, SNAME, age, city, and gender. I do have a lot of check constraints. Everything is over there. Age should be greater than 18. Gender can only be male, female, or transgender. All those things. I even have a table called course where I just have the course number and course name. SID is the primary key over here. CID is the primary key over here. Both these are completely independent tables. They are not related to each other. Okay. Now, if you want, so before that, we'll just see one more query. If you want to see the constraints in a table, okay, viewing constraints in a table. Okay. Now, if you want to see what all constraints there are in a table, you can use the query. It's a bit difficult to remember, but still, please have this query down. Select constraint underscore name, comma, constraint underscore type. Okay, select constraint underscore name, constraint underscore type. From user constraints, from user underscore constraints, okay, from user underscore constraints, where you give a condition where table name equal to, you should be giving this in caps, stu underscore details. Please
Miss,
have this query.
excuse me, Miss.
Yes, tell me. Hope it is visible. Okay, I'll just copy this query. I'll paste it over here. Table underscore name. Okay. Now, this is where you can see the constraints in my table called STU details. Please note STU details should be in capital letter. Small letter will not work over here. Now, there are these many constraints in my particular table called student details. Okay. I have 6 check constraints. If you remember, you gave something like unique, not null, age greater than 18, gender is equal to M, F, TG, all that, all those check constraints. And I have one primary key and I have a primary key. So this is what you mean by constraint name. This is the constraint name and this is the constraint type. Similarly, I can even find out the constraint, uh, the various constraints in my course table. Okay, in my course table, I just have only a primary key. I have not set any other constraint. Now, if you have a foreign key, you will have a constraint called F, capital F. You will have a constraint called capital F. Now, if you look into both these tables, they're not related. If you had an F, yeah, it would have been related. But anyway, as of now, you do not have any foreign keys, which means, my tables are not related. Now, let's see, how do you add or drop a foreign key? Now, to add or drop a foreign key, first we'll see adding a foreign key. Okay. Give alter, the syntax is alter table name, add column. Okay, first what you've got to do is add a column, add a new column, and after that alter table name, add constraint. Hope you remember what is a constraint. Give any name, give any constraint name, give any constraint name, foreign key in bracket, field name, references, table name, field name. Okay, this is the syntax. Don't get tensed seeing the syntax. It is easy once you do it. Okay, so now this is the syntax. Just save it. Now come back over here. You have a student details and you have a course details. Now I need to connect these tables. The only way in which I can connect is I can have an extra field over here, say course. You can imagine like, each student plans to specialize in a particular course. Like let's say Rahul is interested in Java, Danya and Devika are interested in DBMS, Tina is interested in DCN, and Manu is interested in OS. So what I'll have to do is I will have to first add an extra column over here called CID, because I can connect only with the primary key. I can never connect with CNAME because CNAME is not the primary key. CID is the primary key. So what I'll first do is I will add up an extra column in STU details called CID. Okay, so I'll do that first. So what I'll do is alter STU underscore details, add CID. Okay, CID, I think it is a number. Hope so it is a number. Let's say I give a value, whatever. I just give a random value. That will do. So I'm altering student details. I'm adding a new column. Okay, altering, adding a new column called CID. So, I'll paste it over here. Alter, add, okay, STU underscore, alter table, alter table name. Okay, alter table. You have to have the word called table over there. Copy, paste. The table is now altered. Now let's see. Select star from STU details. Okay, now I do have an extra added column called CID. I don't have any values in it, don't worry. Okay, now you have an extra column. Now what you're planning to do is you need to link it to your course. You have course over here. You need to do this linking. You have a field now. Once you have a field now, linking is easy. Now let's do the linking. Okay, we have added an extra column. Now let us do the linking. Okay, here also you'll have table. Okay, the keyword table. So I'll write it, alter table STU underscore details, add a constraint it is better you give a name for the constraint. Like, let's say STU underscore course, because you're linking your student and course. This is a name, any name. You can give any name. I simply gave STU underscore course foreign key. You're setting a foreign key. So you write foreign key. So which field are you planning? CID. References. Okay. Remember, the CID which you write over here is the CID. Okay. Child tables CID. References which table? Okay. You are referencing table called course and the field called CID. Don't forget this CID, the second CID is this particular CID. The first CID is your child tables CID. This CID is your parent table CID. I'll just copy this. Okay, I'll paste it. Okay, the table has been altered. Okay, the table has been altered. I'll just check my constraints. Student detail, I've set the foreign key. So I'll just check my constraints in the student table. Okay, look here. You have something called R. Okay, R. R is referential integrity, references, R. Okay, you have an extra. You have your check, you have your primary, and now you have a particular key for your referential. It's not, okay, it's R. Okay, which means you have created a referential integrity constraint called STU underscore course. Now these two are linked. Now let's put in values over here. Let's put in values over here. Hope you remember how to put in values. Okay, you can directly give insert query. Okay, look here. You can give insert query and put in values. Okay, before we give insert query, let us update Rahul's detail so that we can have a quick revision of how to update. Hope you remember how to update tables. Update STU underscore details. This is a quick revision of all what we did. Set where. These are the three keywords in update query. Update, set, where. Set what? Field is equal to CID is equal to 55, where S underscore name is equal to Rahul. R is in small letters. RAHUL. R is in small letters. RAHUL. Okay, let's see what happens. Copy. One row updated. So let's see what happened. Yeah, Rahul is updated. Now let's update Dhanya's detail. Okay, CID is equal to 78, where Dhanya. Okay, I'm updating a new detail, Dhanya's detail. Okay, I'll just copy my query over here. Look here. You have an error. Now tell me, why do you have that? Okay, I will not get an error when I give 58 because 58 is already there. But when I give 78, I will get an error because 78 is not there. So that is how a primary key foreign key relationship works. You can enter only details which are already existing in the parent table. Otherwise, you'll get an error, parent key not found. Okay, so these are the two ways in which you can have foreign keys. One is during table creation using a create table, and next is after the table creation using the alter table. Now, once you have added it, you will always be interested in deleting it. Isn't it? Huh? Okay, then let's see. If you have a foreign key, how can you delete a foreign key? Okay, it's very simple. Alter table, table name, drop, drop constraint, constraint name, very simple. Okay, alter table, table name, drop constraint called constraint name, end it up with a semicolon. So let's go back over here. I'll just take this query to see what is the name of my constraint. Okay. Okay. My referential integrity constraint is stu underscore course. So this is what I'm planning to drop. You can drop any of these constraints. So what we are interested is in dropping the foreign key. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll write alter table stu underscore details drop constraint. What was my constraint name? stu underscore stu underscore course. I'll copy this and paste it over there. Okay, they're telling me table has been altered. I'll do one thing. I'll just check whether it has correctly been altered. I shouldn't be seeing this R over here next time. Okay, look here. That R has gone away. stu course, you don't have it over here. Earlier you had 8 constraints. You dropped your foreign key. Now you have only 7 rows, which means, my referential integrity, that has been taken away. Okay. We'll just do a bit more mischief over here. You remember we did 78. We'll try that again for another detail. Let's say we had a detail called Manu. Okay. We had a detail called Manu. So I'm planning to update Manu's details. Okay. Now look here, Manu has been updated with 78. Can you tell me why was Manu